Hello everyone, I'm Tommy and welcome to Studio Sense. Today I've got a video for you, another fragrance haul of some very inexpensive, cheapy fragrances that I consider year-round fragrances, and all of them really good deals. So when we return, we're going to go over these 5 fragrances, talk about each one of them, that and more, so stay tuned. Hey guys, and welcome back. Now I know it seems like I've been all about the fragrance haul lately at a discounted rate that you can't find for that price anywhere else, and that's really the reason, the primary reason, to go to your local department stores, because sometimes you can find that hidden gem. And of course, that holy grail is the best of both of those worlds. Great economy along with great smell. So today we're going to be looking at 5 fragrances from 5 different houses. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Our first fragrance house is from a designer or an artisan that's kind of emotive, touchy-feely. They're in the music industry, they're in the fragrance and design and fashion. Of course, I'm talking about Sean John. Sean John's 3 a.m. There's another saying that nothing good happens after midnight. Well, maybe that's not always true. Let's see if 3 a.m. proves that to be the case. Let's check out the presentation. Sean John's 3 a.m. was created by Elias Hermanides. It was launched in 2015. Mandarin, bergamot, and cardamom produce the top notes of this. Middle notes of orange blossom, geranium, and an aromatic fig. So this might be one of those fig-centric fragrances that I seem to be running into lately. With a base of tonic accords, you've got some smoky suede in there, and I think there's a leather accord. I'm actually curious about this one. Let's check out the juice. As I mentioned before, I'm a big fan of the colored aperture so that you can see it in a dimly lit room. Oh, okay. So Sean John went all in for this one. This one is a measured atomizer. It's actually a little bit more expensive because you can measure your spray very little or all the way. Okay, so this is a really nice kind of a juxtaposition. It's like a cup of coffee in the middle of the night. See, I think fig is a very underrated aromatic note and fragrance. It's a very refined, it's not resinous, it's not dirty or dusty. So it's a great middle note to bring like darker, like smoky suede and dark leather together with brighter notes. It's where East meets West. Man, I dig that atomizer. That atomizer is boss. Yeah, obviously I can't do this with the other fragrances. Probably out of this haul, this is going to be maybe the one that I like the most. This will lend itself to upscale environments as well as casual wear. It is a year-round fragrance. It's going to be best utilized in a little bit warmer weather, a little bit warmer setting. With those notes in it, there's not a situation that you can't wear this in. Very hyper versatile. Sean John 3 a.m. The designer house of Lacoste, especially in their clothing and in their fragrances, has always been about kind of augmenting a casual style. That's the case in their L1212 line, and this particular fragrance is Pour Louis Eau Fraiche. This was launched in 2018. You've got in the top some aquatic notes with heart notes of limoncello and other aromatic notes, resting on a base of cedar woods. Let's take a look at that presentation. Definitely for casual wear only, a year-round scent, but primarily for spring and summer. Nice atomizer for a little guy. So this one has a little bit of kick to it, and I like that. It almost has like a peppery ginger vibe. So in the open, you've got the aquatics, so it's very aquatic. It's got the limoncello, so it's got that zesty, bright lemon, almost like somebody squeezing a lemon rind. The heart is definitely herbal. I'm actually getting a really strong clary sage. It's gotta have clary sage in it. There's like a mixture of a lavender and a clary sage together. Often those two fragrant notes are put together to create a really projecting spice, similar to ginger and black pepper, very projecting. It's warmed up and brought together and fixed mixed by a base of patchouli and cedar. This is one of those spring and summer fragrances that you can rely on to be extremely energetic and yet have a calm and relaxed vibe about it too. Definitely for casual wear only, a year-round scent, but primarily for spring and summer. This I did get at a discounters. I did put a link in the description below where you can purchase this for around 50 bucks for a 100 ml bottle. But you can get it slightly less for a 50 ml bottle. So it's not necessarily a cheapie, but if you can find it at a discounter, you can get a really good rate on it. Lacoste Pour Louis Eau Fraiche. Our next fragrance came out in 2016. The perfumer is Jacques Houklier, one of my favorite perfumers. Kind of excited to see what this one is like. It's from the very accessible line of fragrances from Guess, and it is called Guess Dare. Let's check out that presentation. In the top, you've got bergamot, you've got white pepper, you've got juniper berry, with a heart of geranium, jasmine, and cashmere wood, resting on a base of musk, patchouli, and cedar wood, similar to the Pour Louis Eau Fraiche, with the added musk. I've always enjoyed the works of Jacques Houklier, and one of the reasons I even give you guys the name of the fragrance creator is that I want you to remember names associated with particular fragrances. Oh man, this is good. Because what will happen given time is that even though it's possible for a fragrance master, a perfumist, or a perfumer to surprise you, they all have individual tastes, and you start seeing those tastes come through in their actual creations. And so it's possible to develop a favorite type of perfumist based on their works. And that's what's going to happen the longer that you start collecting and using different fragrances. You'll notice that you like a particular type of fragrance, and often it has the same, perfumer. Yeah. So this one fits similar to Pour Louis Eau Fraiche. This one hits the higher register right at the very beginning. So it's got that citrus built in, but it's got that terpenic, spicy, woody, the creaminess of that cashmere wood along with the bracing effect of juniper. This is one to watch. This is one that you'll want to definitely wear. Now this is going to be a casual wear only fragrance. Year-round type of fragrance, primarily utilized in the little bit warmer weather, but some of the darker notes in here, specifically the combination of cashmere wood, juniper berry, a little bit of florals, punch with geranium in there, are going to also be good in cooler weather too. So Guess Dare, really inexpensive, really nice fragrance from perfume master Jacques Houklier. Next up in our 5 discounted but great smelling fragrances for men is a Davidoff fragrance called Hot Water. Let's check out that presentation. This one is 110 ml. I'm not sure what the deviation there in the additional 10 ml instead of just being a 100 ml bottle. Olivier Polge and Damity Michelin-Bertier are the creators, the perfumers of Hot Water. It was created back in 2009. You got top notes of absinthe and basil, so a little bit of booze in the top there. You got the 3 P's in the heart, paprika, patchouli, and pimento, resting on an unusual base of styrax and benzoin to pull everything together. So let's check out that fragrance. Nice atomizer. Davidoff's Hot Water is going to be a really nice cool weather alternative, and I do say cool weather because these notes are very spicy, they're very warm, they're very inviting. It maintains that cool water DNA. It's got that really nice, lightly lavenderish, clean, fresh out of the shower feeling. You can use it year round, but it's primarily going to be best utilized in cooler weather. Davidoff's Hot Water. All right guys, our last in the 5, so number 5 fragrance that we're looking at that's cheap inexpensive, discounted, yet smells great is one that I couldn't find a ton of information about. It is a London-based house called Ashton and Moore, and the particular fragrance I'm referring to is Bourbon and Sandalwood. It is an eau de toilette concentration. It is a 100 ml bottle, but let's check out that presentation. So obviously this house is going for economy. It's in a decant bottle, basic decant lid. There's not really any bells and whistles when it comes to the presentation, and they're not really saying a lot when it comes to the presentation. Bourbon and Sandalwood is a common duo pair of notes that are put together for good effect. And so let's check out the actual juice, since that's what we're focused on. Now on the box itself, I'll go ahead and read you. It says, and you saw what I paid for this, $8, $7.99, so really cheap. Bourbon and Sandalwood fragrance is a powerful blend of wood and musky notes, complemented with touches of vanilla and sage, providing a fulfilling and rich fragrance. So let's just see how fulfilling and rich this fragrance actually is. But I'm all about those notes. Anytime you put sage, vanilla, bourbon, sandalwood together, you're probably going to come out with something decent. It's kind of hard to mess those up, as they are staples of men's fragrance. I thought this would kind of be a little bit more open, welcoming, and inviting and sweet. It is none of those things. It's actually a different, they're actually going for the more animalic side of kind of like a niche, trying to be a little bit nichey there. So there's a lot of nuances in this. If you want like a light leather, suede, smoky, slightly boozy, smoky essence about your fragrance, then Bourbon and Sandalwood by Ashton & Moore might be a pickup that you will actually enjoy. This isn't something that I feel is definitively wearable everywhere in every scenario. You could probably dress it up lightly, formally, but it's primarily going to be a casual, more appropriate for casual settings. If you have it in your area, I highly recommend trying it out. What can you lose for $8, right? It really is an interesting pick out of all of these. Well guys, that's it for my 5 fragrances that are really inexpensive, all weather, all occasions. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my video today. As always, thank you so much for your support on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you tomorrow.